These are just some pink clips off Amazon. They're super cheap and come in a huge pack. Now, your first step into doing makeup should always be skincare. I like to start off with my serum, so here I'm using the Caudalie Radiance Serum. Skincare is very important before your makeup because this is what is going to make your base look very smooth and glowy. You can really use any serum for this step. Obviously, I'm using quite an expensive one, but it does not need to be this one. Really, any serum will do. Now I'm going in with a second serum. This is not necessary. I just have a very intense skincare routine, but this one is the Tatcha Dewy Skin Serum. I do love this. It's a plumping and resurfacing serum. It is great, but again, using one serum is totally sufficient. Next, I'm going in with the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. This can act as a primer and is for hydrating the skin. This looks really good on. It's definitely not necessary. If you don't own a primer, this would be perfect, but I already own multiple primers, so I don't necessarily need this product. I just like the way it looks. This step is very important. This is your moisturizer. Here I'm using the Tatcha Dewy Skin Moisturizer. Moisturizer you want to do after all the rest of your skincare products because this actually locks in all the skincare that you just put on, which is why you want to do it last. The cool thing about moisturizer is it does act as a primer, so if you don't own one, this is perfect for it. It locks in your skincare and is very important for hydrating your skin before putting your makeup base on. Now I'm using the Summer Fridays Soothing Hydration Spray. This is totally optional. I just like to make sure I have a very hydrated face before I start going to makeup. Now, this is very important that you wait a few minutes before starting your makeup. Your skincare needs to absorb. Once your skin is dry, you're going to go in with your real primer. I use the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. This is the best out there. It is so glowy and leaves your makeup on all day. Try not to shoot it on your lip as I just did there, but this is the glowiest primer ever. I 10 out of 10 recommend. This is me just showing you how insanely glowy this made my skin. Now we're getting into skin tints and foundations. I absolutely hate thick foundations. I only use skin tints and very light coverage foundation. Here I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is actually from a drugstore, so it's very finance friendly and it looks amazing. It's very light coverage. If you like thick ones, this is not the one for you. I'm using my Makeup by Mario foundation brush to blend it in. You can also use a beauty blender. Those work as well. I like to dab my foundation in and not stroke. You basically just want to do this to your entire face. Make sure to really evenly distribute this and sometimes move your hair out of the way so that you can push it into your hairline. Make sure to bring this down to your neck as well and really blend it because we don't want to have two different skin colors from your neck to your face. Next, we are doing contour. I use the Dibs Contour Stick. This is a dual stick, so the other side is actually a blush, which is awesome. This is also super easy to use and very smooth to put on, and it gives you a very nice bronzing look. You want to put contour on your cheekbones, your forehead, your nose, and right off your eye. I will show you all the spots here. Contouring is one of the most important part of your makeup look because it really brings out your features and just brings out the whole look and makes it pop. Here I'm giving you an overview of everywhere I put the contour. Feel free to pause this and put it all in the right spots. Then we're going to blend the contour by dabbing with your brush. As you can see, this is giving a very nice bronzy look and it's really bringing out my cheekbones. For the contour by the eye, we do want to brush it outwards instead of dabbing for this one. Now back to dabbing for the forehead, and we are just going to do this along your entire face. Here's what the finished contour should look like, very bronzy and very blended. Now we are entering my favorite part, which is blushes. I use the Rhode blushes. They are so creamy and pigmented. I'm using Juice Box and Sleepy Girl. Those are the names of the blushes. I personally love doubling up my blushes on one look. I think it makes it so pretty and I love that makeup is so experimental and you can do whatever you want. I like to use my Rare Beauty blush brush to blend this in. Once again, we're going to dab the blush, not stroke. I like to bring my blush up to my forehead, as you can see there, and also go over my nose with all the excess blush. You're probably going to be at this for a while until you get the perfect blended consistency that we're looking for. Once your blush is all blended out, we are going into highlighter. I use the Merit highlighter stick. This is such a handy little thing and it looks so good. I use this one on my cheekbone highlight and just put it right on there. And the same to the other side. If you're using this highlighter specifically, you do want to use a brush to blend it out or else it'll look like you just put a straight line of highlight on there. Now, normal people use one highlighter for all 3 spots. I like to use 3 different highlighters for 3 different areas. So here I'm going to be using the Dior highlighter and the Patrick Ta curved brush. I'm going to be putting this on the tip of my nose, up the nose bone, and then underneath my eyebrow. I've just always personally liked the way that different colored highlights look on different parts of my face, so I like to split them up. My last highlighter is going to be the Haws Lab by Lady Gaga. This is the diamond one. We're going to be putting this in the crease of our eye. Please feel free to use one highlighter for all of this. The crease highlighter has always been very controversial. I believe that, especially if you have brown eyes like me, this really makes your eyes pop and just makes it look so much better. I have been doing the highlighter in the crease of the eye since middle school, and I don't think I will ever stop. Next, we are doing concealer. I'm using the NARS concealer. This is the best. It's so creamy and doesn't crease. You're going to put a little bit right under your eye, a little bit right on the corner of your eye. Then you're going to do one light line along your cheekbone. I'd recommend using the Hourglass concealer brush. This is amazing and will make it blend so much better than any other brush. And we are just going to dab this brush underneath your eyes, kind of going upwards towards your eyebrow a little bit, and doing the same thing to the other side. This part can be a little tricky, so you're going to want to dab the concealer in a straight line. You're going to act like this is coloring and you don't want to go off the line. Once you've blended it in that vertical line for a bit, then you're going to kind of bring it downwards like you're painting. Now you'll be able to do a little bit more of a messy blending without, in quotation marks, going out of the lines. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now we are going to be doing our setting powders. There's 2 different types of powders. If you're using one like this is the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. You're going to want to use a powder puff. Or if you're using one like this, the Hourglass loose setting powder, you're going to want to use a brush. You're going to want to dab the excess onto your container. We're going to put it under our eyes and anywhere where your skin looks oily and a little bit too shiny. Here my phone had died, so I'm just showing you the spots where I had put it instead of doing it again, but I usually do my forehead and my chin. Now we're moving on to eyebrows. I'm using the Anastasia eyebrow pencil. Eyebrows are a little bit tricky to show on camera because I really think that it all depends on your eyebrow shape of how you would fill it in. If you have similar eyebrows to me, feel free to follow this part along. I start off with going in a straight line underneath the beginning of my brow, and then I fill out a little bit on the arch to make it look a little bit more fuller. I like to continuously brush out my eyebrow hair in the direction that I want it to be to ensure that I'm actually filling out my eyebrow and not just my skin. Then I like to lightly brush upwards at the front of my eyebrow to make it look like I have a little bit more hair there. And then I do the same thing to the other eyebrow. And here's what they look like at the end. Then to ensure the eyebrows stay in this shape for the rest of the day, I'm going to use Rare Beauty's eyebrow gel and brush the direction of my hair and the place that I want it to stay. We are just about done. Before our setting spray, I like to add a little bit more blush just over top of everything we've just done to make it look new again. For this blush, I'm using Patrick Ta She's the Moment. Now we're all done and want to make sure that our makeup stays in place, so you're going to use a setting spray. This is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And then you're going to want to do your mascara after because a setting spray can ruin your mascara. Always curl your lashes first. It'll make them look way longer. Then I'm going to use the Rare Beauty mascara. I swear by this mascara. It works so well. Then I also like to do my bottom lashes just a little bit. I think it really makes the eyes pop. And here's what my finished lashes look like. Then for lips, you're going to want to start with a lip liner. This is Charlotte Tilbury in Pillow Talk, and just line the outer of your lips. Then we're going to go over that with a gloss. This is the Say lip gloss. I love this color. And that is the end of this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that the makeup worked out for you. Please comment down below. Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.